Hi everyone, Rainey here, and in this video I want to speak to you about fiberglass itching. Sounds like a serious medical problem, doesn't it? Call your doctor. No, seriously, I want to speak to you about when you are sanding down fiberglass, sanding down your boat, or even using fiberglass around the house, and you get all that itching because you didn't do it properly like I did yesterday. If you look at the video I had just recently on sanding my boat, I went out and sanded my boat, not even thinking about it, didn't put on gloves, and I had a short sleeve shirt like this. Well, I'll show you a little clip here of how I got covered in white and started going like this. What happens? Fiberglass dust is little pieces of glass, and it digs in your skin, and it doesn't come off if you just go, I tried, okay? So what happened was last night after I was done doing the boat, I cleaned off the best I could. I went in the house and I was like, oh, I'm so sore. I was pretty much okay everywhere except for my hands and my arms, and it was terrible. So I did a few things. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Then I went to bed, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, my partner, Ralu, and we were up for about an hour trying all kinds of things. I did all kinds of research, looked into everything, tried almost everything, and my loss or my pain is your gain, because as a result of all of this, we created today's video, Fiberglass Itching 101, okay? The treatment and prevention. So if you have problems with itching, okay, watch some of these ideas I have. Let me see, I got 8 different ideas, 8 different treatments that you can do, and a lot of preventative things. So just in case you're suffering right now like I was, let's get right into the treatment part of it. So I went upstairs and I was itching like crazy, so Raluca started looking on the internet on her phone and everything, and she says, how about alcohol? And she came over with this little spray of alcohol and started spraying it all over my arms. By now, my arms were pretty red, okay? And I felt immediate relief on the spot, okay? But then when the alcohol evaporated, it came right back. But the alcohol did help for immediate relief. Now, after the alcohol, the only thing I could think of is dust. It's these glass particles clinging onto my skin. I got to get them off. So I immediately went to the stickiest tape I had, which is my packing tape, and did one of these numbers. I started going like this, and ow! See, isn't that wonderful? And I got, well, I don't want to show you, but a whole collection of hair that I could use for later. But that actually, when I researched, I found out that's one of the major things that people do. Instead of using this, I found that they were using duct tape. And being from Maine, duct tape is a staple for us over here. And the way they were doing it was like this. And they would make a little thing like this here, and going like this. It works really good. Matter of fact, I still have a little bit of fiberglass, and I can feel it picking up. I feel the relief already. And you can tell because as soon as it seems like when you touch it, it itches. If I'm just like this, I'm fine. But when I lie down in bed, oh my gosh, I woke up, Matter of fact, there's some more in the back of my hand here. So the tape really works well. Now, instead of just using tape, another thing you could do for those of you that have cats, you're probably used to these little, I call them lint rollers or cat hair picker-uppers, okay? This works really good too. You go like that, and then you just find the edge of it. Because this stuff isn't as sticky, it's not going to hurt you as much, but you can do pretty much go anywhere with it. I mean, I had it between my fingers, everywhere, okay? The stuff itches. So, tape. Tape is one of your best friends, the lint roller. Then, from researching, I heard all kinds of taking a cold shower, taking a hot shower, taking this shower, taking a that shower. So, let's use a little bit of common sense. When you're cold, your pores close. When you're hot, your pores open, or when you're using hot water on you, your pores open. So what do you want to do? First thing you want to do is you want to pick up those pieces of glass on your body. So the first thing you should do, I jumped in and did a cold shower right away, as cold as I could take it. Okay, it helped a little bit, but think of it. Cold shuts your pores, so a lot of the glass that was there embedded shut around it, okay? Now, this morning in doing further research, this gentleman on a video says use lukewarm body temperature water. So that's neither hot, neither cold, just comfortable. This way your pores aren't going to close right away. They're not going to open right away. And by taking that, you can start washing it off that way. Now, what I found was the best thing was to get one of these. All right, you ever seen these little things? A sponge on one side and a scrapey on the other. You use them for your sinks, tubs, whatever. So, jump in the shower, lukewarm water, lather yourself up with a mild soap, get it really lathered up, good as you can, and then use the soft side and rinse it. Rinse it with as hard water, with good setting, and rinse it all off. All right? Rinse it over here. Don't rinse it over here. You don't want all that stuff falling on your belly and your legs and then having to do down there too, okay? So rinse it in front of you and rinse it all off. So that's great for that. So I did that first. Then I went to the hot water, as hot as I could stand it. I had that hot water and I go, Luke, are you cooking something? It was me. So anyways, get it hot as you can to open the pores. Now don't hurt yourself, okay? You don't need to be like a lobster. I'm in Maine, I like lobster, but not people lobsters, okay? So get it hot enough to open your pores. Then lather again. And now be careful, don't hurt yourself. Disclaimer, do this as long as it's comfortable, not to hurt yourself. I use this side. You hear me scraping it off? I scraped off the soap while the water was running on it. This side as much as I could take, okay? And if you can't, again, just use the other side if you have to. But this side worked really well, all right? Now, this is part that I had done, the earlier part I did when I came in the house, around lunchtime. This is the part that I was doing at 1 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't sleep. This helped a lot. The hot water doing this helped, I can't tell you how much. I just had a little itching here, there, and it was mostly around my hands, on my palm, this part of my palm, and a little bit up here. Because like I said, I had a t-shirt, so it was going in the t-shirt a bit. When I was done that, then I took a cold shower to close everything up, and I washed it again with the soft side and anything else there. Why? Just because it felt good, because I have a hard time going to bed after a hot shower. I need to get my body a little cooler, otherwise I'll sweat all night. All right, so we got hot water and the sponge. Let's see, what did I do after that? Hot water, cold water, Okay, one more thing that I did before I took the shower, okay? This is another great idea. You can do that right now if you're suffering, is use baking soda, okay? Now, Raluca, my wife, she took the baking soda and she told me she used enough water. She made a paste about the consistency of a slightly wet toothpaste. Or, it has to be thick enough to stay on you because you're going to put it on you like almost like a cast, okay? You're going to put it on you, but it has to be thick enough to stay on you, but thin enough that you can spread it. So if it's too dry, too thick, it's just going to fall off. So make like a paste, like a toothpaste, and she spread it on both arms, okay? Now once you spread it everywhere it's itching, let it set there, okay? Let it set, dry up for, I think it said about 3 minutes. This is something else I found online. I've tried to get the ones that were repeating. If somebody came up with one thing, like use a flamethrower, I figured it wasn't a good idea. But if several people said the same idea, maybe it would work. So let it dry I let mine go on for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then rinse it off. And I didn't know about this yet, so I just rinsed it off under the water. Try to get good flow on the water. If your sink doesn't have a good enough flow, like mine, the sprayer is broken right now, jump in the shower if you want. But with, again, lukewarm water, because you don't want to close your pores or open them, and just try to get it off, okay? And after doing that, I had quite a bit of relief doing that so I can go to bed. And like I said, when I woke up at 1 in the morning, I was suffering, and then I did the hot shower with, lukewarm shower, then the hot shower with this. So that's what I did, and this morning I was able to sleep all night, and this morning I woke up wonderful. There was a couple itches here and there, and my arms were all dry. Matter of fact, I told my wife my hands, they look like an old person of 60. And she goes, "That's fine, honey, because you're 66. So I got younger. But anyways, yeah, they were all wrinkled up. So I'm going to wait. They say it could take about 3 days for the stuff to stop itching completely, places you miss. So I'm going to wait about 3 days, and I'm going to put some lotion on there to rejuvenate my youthful skin. All right. What else do I have here on... So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to give you a list of the ones I just mentioned, and I'm going to give you a list of a couple others that I saw online that I didn't do, just in case you want to try something different. Number one was alcohol. Pour alcohol to soothe it, and if that doesn't work, you might want to drink some alcohol. Not the same kind, though. Maybe a little Jim Beam with Southern Comfort. But anyway, alcohol was number one. Number two, I got duct tape, masking tape, packing tape, okay? And if you get bored, you can listen to your tapes. I'm aging myself now, right? Number three, lukewarm water to lukewarm to maybe a little cooler shower with soap and a sponge. Number five, hot water, hot as you can take it, but don't hurt yourself, with soap, and then use the rough part of the sponge to try to scrape it off. Okay, remember, don't go too hard, because what are you scraping off? Glass particles. Glass. If you see the video I did where I was wearing, the no sleeves, you'll also see at the beginning of the video I was using my little orbital sander, the disc, and it showed just by trying to sand down a bubble, it ripped the heck out of my sandpaper. Why? Because it's glass. I can't stress that enough. Glass. It's a real pain in the glass, I know, but it's painful. So that was number five. Number six, some people have said to use apple cider vinegar. Pour that on, let it sit for a bit, and wash it off. I didn't do it because at 1 in the morning I didn't have apple cider vinegar, and I wasn't going to go out looking for it. Number seven, okay, this sounds like a good idea, but I didn't want to come downstairs and get it. I have a big thing of acetone. Somebody was saying wash it with acetone. Get it good and wet, maybe even keep a rag on there for a little bit with acetone, because acetone is supposed to be able to melt the stuff. I think that's a good idea, because I know when I'm using, when I'm putting the fiberglass on the boat, and I get some on my hands and different places here, even on my brushes, you soak it in acetone, and what happens? The stuff melts and goes away. So I imagine I've washed my hands with acetones many times, but keep in mind, okay, you're probably going to dry out your hands and you won't look as youthful and attractive as I do. That might be a good thing. So be careful, acetone is strong. I think there's even a warning saying not to use it on the skin or get it near your skin. But again, disclaimer, do not do this. Don't do what I say. Don't do what I do. Well, anyways, do what you think is best for you. Try a little bit of it, see if it works. I mean, don't bathe in this stuff. So acetone is very strong, so that's probably a last resort. And number 8 is the baking soda, okay? Now remember, you're just using this to make a paste, put it on your arms and take it off. If your wife turns on the oven to 450 and starts putting the timer on for 2 hours and reaches for you, run, okay? Not a good idea. We won't get into that. All right, so that's treatment. Okay, now let's talk about preventative care, the other side of the nickel. I went through all this yesterday. If I listened to my own advice that I'm going to give you right now, I wouldn't have had to give you the first part of this, okay? Number 1, cover all your skin. Cover as much of your skin as you can. If I had done something very simple, like put some of these rubber gloves on, okay? I mean, I have 2 boxes of these rubber gloves. These are the extra large. They fit and everything. Why did I not go get them on? Well, I started sanding. My hands were covered. It looked like white dust everywhere. And I said, what am I going to do? Put gloves on now and soak it in deep? It was too late. But put the gloves on first, okay? The gloves are not just for balloon animals, all right? Put the gloves on for protection. Now, get something to cover your arms as much as possible. I have a jacket over here. So a regular, this is summer, it's pretty hot. So if you have like a thin jacket with sleeves, so can you see this? Sleeve, glove, what can be, so you see it, I'm holding it open. There's nothing for the fiberglass to get on, right? So sleeves, gloves, and a hoodie. This one here isn't a hoodie. My hoodie is upstairs. It's actually being washed from the last time I used it. But figure you have a hoodie that comes to about here. You've got sleeves. The only thing you got to worry about is your face. Then with your face, I have a little 3M mask with filters for fiberglass. Now, if you don't want to go out and get one of them, they're not very expensive on Amazon. Go to my site. I have a whole video on this 3M mask. This one is awesome. It has a quick release latch to make it tight and to open it so you can pull it down and talk and breathe. And yesterday it was too hot. I didn't want to do that outside, so I used one of these. This is also a 3M product, okay? It's a N95 mask, but it has this little thing here in the front. I don't know if you can see it. Now, when I went to get, I just wanted to go get the N95 mask because that's what my wife told me I needed to get. And when I went there, the lady from Home Depot, she was helping me going up and down the aisle finding the mask, and she goes, oh, I said, I'm sanding a boat right now. And she goes, oh, look at these. It says right here, sanding and fiberglass. It's designed for sanding and fiberglass. Because I was afraid whether the regular mask would filter that all out. All right, and it would probably go in around my beard. And by the way, I had no itching around the beard, so I don't think these leaked very much. And they're pretty big, so it covers a good space. Actually, it even covers more space than this thing did. So I think I'll be using these from now on when I'm sanding outside. If I'm sanding in here, which I don't want to anymore because everything is covered, even this cable here, or piece of wood, everything's covered with a fine layer of fiberglass. Matter of fact, I told you I treated my fiberglass last night, got it all off my skin, came in here just in moving things around to doing this video. My arms are itching again. Back in the shower again, so I could see where that stuff just stays. All right, so these masks are nice, and it was like $15 for 2 of them, so that's not bad. Let's see. We spoke about, oh, a hat. So I would say hat, mask, hoodie, then you have the coat covering it, gloves. It covers pretty much everything. Now, some people like to wear the, they have masks that will cover your face too. Matter of fact, they make full face masks with those. If you want to go that far, you can. I don't because I have a hard time seeing. I wear glasses, and any kind of mask I put on these hasn't been comfortable for me, so I've been lucky. It hasn't been touching this area here at all. I'm careful not to breathe in it. So again, that would be good if you wanted to put that, some kind of eye protection. The only thing I haven't covered is pants. Now, it was 90 degrees out there, 90, 95 degrees yesterday. I'm not going to wear long pants. I got shorts on right now, so a couple ideas is, yeah, you can get something like a raincoat or something if you want, but what I did, oh gosh, I have all this stuff is on top of here. What I did, and I got a piece of plastic, and I know you've already seen plastic, but I want to show you how I did this. Let me move this all off here for a second. There we go. I had some of this lying around, just some plastic like this here. Ooh, look at that, big piece of plastic. I put it down over my legs to cover my legs, over my knees, and I kind of tucked it underneath the belly. And as I was sanding the boat, the sawdust would fall down, hit the plastic, and slide right off. So I had no sawdust on my legs, or no fiberglass dust on my legs or my shoes, because in the past I always had to bang my shoes, leave them outside for a week, you know. But everything just rolled off. Now, I did come into a problem with this. Number one, it was hot outside, so the plastic was sweating on the inside. Number two, when I took it off to go move around, I put it on the ground, just kind of dropped it like that. Then when I went to pick it up, it was like, which side had the fiberglass? Okay, so I think one time I might have put the fiberglass side against me. So how can you prevent that? A piece of tarp, okay? Here's a nice little piece of tarp that I have. Now what's the difference between this and that? Well, this one's a lot smaller piece, but it's green on one side and black on the other side. So if you want to put the black against you, I figured, well, I'm on the lawn, so green is the lawn, green goes outside, and do that. So the green is on the outside all the time, and that's where the fiberglass is going to be. And the black is on the inside, and that's going to be against my skin. So that's a great way to be able to protect your legs. Or I know some places have those complete bodysuits that you can get. I guess kind of like a raincoat, you know, with the hoodie. I guess for painting, auto mechanics places do that. So there's a lot of other ideas. You can get one of those. Go to an auto parts store, and I'm sure you're going to find a lot of you know, different kinds of cheapy suits. They're like a cheap plastic, almost like a, I guess you could say, a trash bag with arms and legs and a hood, you know. So you can find that too. Again, I kind of, you know, I'm a bigger guy. First of all, will it fit? Number two, I don't want that kind of heat on me, you know. I'd rather have something that absorbs a bit. So what do I have? Oh, I'm not done. I forgot some of my best things that I wanted to talk to you about. When you're working inside a garage, if you have some kind of air filtration system, that's good. You should have an air filtration system somehow. Now, with that, you know, just something to suck it in here and there. I also have a shop vac that I use. Whoa, got so many things falling around here. Oh boy. And what I do is this will actually fit right on the back of my orbital sander, okay? I can take the bag off and it fits right on this. So I have this and I use the sander and turn on the shop vac and zzz, it sucks it all in. Matter of fact, yesterday's video where I was doing sanding, you'll see me use this in most of the videos. But the problem is my belt sander doesn't do that. So my belt sander doesn't do that, and also when I use a board sander, which I like to use, that doesn't do that. Now what I've seen some people do, especially if they have someone with them, an assistant, they'll use a belt sander and they'll have this and they'll keep on, you know, as they're zzz, and they'll keep this around, they can suck a lot of it in. But my belt sander, you can see when I stop using it, the thing is covered with white. All over my arms and everything else, unless I'm protected, okay? So, if you have something like this, I can plug in my next belt sander. If they have them with an exhaust like that, I'll get one. Matter of fact, every sander I get from now is going to have an exhaust that, you know, a thing that will fit this. Some of my sanders don't. That's why I had to buy another orbital sander. I think it's a Craftsman, because it does have a round piece. Some of them, they're square and they're designed for their own bags, you know, so you can't use this. So that's one idea. Now, in the garage, one thing that I like to do, which I found very helpful, remember I told you about filtration systems? They can be really expensive. Well, this isn't a really good system, but if I didn't have this in the garage when I was working, I couldn't even see anything. So what I did was I just took a regular box fan, and you get for about maybe what, 15 bucks from Walmart, and I put one of those, it's not a 3M, but just a regular heating system, you know, that you'll see these. They're what, 2 feet by 2 feet, I think. Actually 20 inches by 20 inches. And that's the size of the box fan. Put it here on the intake. So the air is going this way. It's getting sucked in from the garage and going right in here and coming out that way. And everything gets trapped in this. It works really well because, like, sometimes I'll use my leaf blower and I'll blow all the dust out the garage wearing my mask, okay, and you can't see in here. So I'll turn this on, put it in the middle of the floor, come back in about 5 minutes, and you can see it's clear. It all got sucked right in. The thing is, when you move this thing around after, be careful you don't bang it, because if you hit it on something, the dust is going to come out everywhere. Yesterday I was actually blow drying my garage, using my leaf blower, blowing everything outside. Then I took the fan outside and I hit the filter with it, and wow, so much stuff came up. So it does hold a lot. Now, is that going to filter out all the fiberglass so you don't breathe it? No. Okay, so it's not a fiberglass filtration system, one shot fits all, but it's going to cut a lot of it out. Matter of fact, to the point where I have another one over there, I made 2 of them. So I can put one on maybe head level around where I am and one here near the door, so it kind of sucks it all out of, so I can still see what I'm doing. So that was a good system. And let's see, the last thing, I'm going to put a clip of it here just before I end. But the last thing that I use, and I just found out about this yesterday when I was all covered in dust and wish I had a better way, my leaf blower. What I did is I set it up on the trash cans, tied it up, turned it on, and it started blowing on me. So I had it over here, and as I was over here sanding and stuff, I mean, it was a little, maybe 10 feet away. I put it on high. As I was sanding, everything was flying away. I was doing this outside, and make sure you don't have the neighbor's vegetables right next to you. Everything was flying away, and I wasn't breathing it. Okay, so I thought this was a great idea. And from now on, when I work out there on the yard, especially if I'm not totally dressed from head to toe, if I'm not dressed from head to toe, I'm going to be using that so I can breathe. Plus, since it was 95 degrees out there, that wind blowing on me was quite a relief. It was a welcome breeze. The only thing is, if you're really close to it, don't look directly at it because your hat's going to go flying off, your glasses. Okay, it's kind of funny. It looks like the Three Stooges working out together. So that's what I have for you, my fiberglass itching 101 video, and for treatment and prevention. I hope there's something in here that you could use. I know it came as the result of my needing it. Okay, so like I said, my mishap is your fortune, I hope. So share this with others. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.